public education. We're here today across language, across neighborhood, across race, religion, and class, but we are also here today because we are angry. Philadelphia is the poorest large city in the nation, and we are angry about a state that will pay 10 times more per prisoner than it will take to educate our children. We are angry that after 14 years of a state takeover, the gap between the wealthiest district in this state and the poorest district in this state is the largest it's ever been. We are angry that our children deal with closed libraries, overcrowded classrooms, and crumbling buildings. But we've got testing companies, military recruiters coming in while we boot out our teachers, our NTAs, and our counselors. We are angry about a state that has used every means possible, vouchers, charters, privatization, and school closures to avoid its single duty to give every child in this Commonwealth the best education that the wealthiest children in this state receive. We are angry when we see our teachers and the unions and the staff that represent them demonized by the very people who would strip our schools of theirs. How do you win a war when you fire on your own soldiers? And we are angry when we leave $1 billion in the pockets of the largest, fastest growing, and rapaciously greedy natural gas industry. And then cry poverty when we say that we can't afford to give our schools their basic needs. We have to understand that it costs billions of dollars to keep so many so poor. We don't solve oppression through repression. Every school in this city has a school police officer, metal detectors, and surveillance cameras. But when we talk about school nurses, when we talk about the presence of loving and nurturing adults in our schools, that's become impossible. It has become a radical notion in this city for our children to sing and dance in school. It has become a pipe dream that we can welcome them back, that they can make a mistake and come back into a beloved community because we don't have enough adults to care for them. What we are seeing in our school today is not about budget cuts. It's not about living within our means. This is about human rights abuses happening in our city today to our children. This was an immoral and racist agenda which has allowed this to happen, and it must take a moral and unified agenda to reverse it. I want to talk about Dr. King, but not the Dr. King who had the dream. I want to talk about the Dr. King who warned us that America too is going to hell. It is going to hell when we become ruled by wealth rather than served by it. When we can build Comcast buildings that kiss the sky. But when he says, and his question is, when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was naked, did you clothe me? When the children of my sons and daughters were in need of economic security, did you provide for me? That is the moral agenda of our times, and I don't want people to forget that this is the moral agenda in Philadelphia, bigger than a budget, bigger than schools, bigger than an election. This is about people challenging a deep moral crisis in this country, a moment of transformation around our schools that tests the soul and will of our people to be committed to a constitutional system of justice for all. And I'm going to end with one thing, and a friend said this to me: if you have not gotten in trouble recently, now is the time.